Once again, it is a blessing to be in the household of God.
Amen.
Amongst his people. It is a blessing when you actually get there to be amongst his people.
Amen.
There are those amongst us who are out due to family emergencies, and we have prayed for them and want to continue to pray for them that they make it to their destination safely. It can be an encouragement to the family. It can be a beacon of life for Christ. Maybe you plant a seed, maybe water it, so that God can give the increase.
Amen.
And also that they make it back to us safely to worship with us in the next appointed time. I would like to echo what T. Michael was saying. It was a wonderful time at the Red Oak Church. They did very well about being timely. Brother Desmond, even though he's a young preacher, he did very well about keeping older preachers within 15 minutes. And we were just blessed, we were edified to be with the congregation out there. And now we're back home.
Amen.
And I won't keep you long. There's two reasons for that. One, I knew this would be a long day. Two, I have no experience whatsoever being a mother. I didn't say amen.
Amen.
There's some brethren out there who showed up trying to act like you, dress like you.
Well,
Buy the perfume, the makeup, and go get the surgeries and everything.
mercy.
That's the world we live in. And sadly, some of our brethren in the body are encouraging that.
Mercy.
And so this evening, and I won't hold you long, I only have 2 points. I didn't say how many sub-points I had, I only said I only had 2 points. So if you will, please turn to Ezekiel, the 16th chapter, verses 44. And all I can thank Brother Burkett for reading it to our hearing. But we will read it once again for emphasis' sake. Ezekiel, the 16th chapter, and verses 44. Ezekiel, the 16th chapter, and the verses 44. If you have it, it reads, Behold, everyone that useth proverbs shall use this proverb against thee, saying, As is the mother, so is her daughter. As is the mother, so is her daughter. And to continue with the theme of this morning, this evening, I would like to discuss the architect of a godly mother. The architect of a godly mother. I know some brethren play up the brothers a lot. They don't want to give credit to the sisters, but thank God for sisters.
Amen.
Especially when brothers are very slowful.
Well,
procrastinate a lot. Sometimes we need sisters to give us a swift kick in the bum to get us going. So we need to be thankful for our sisters, but just like I got on the brethren, to uphold themselves to God's standards, I would like to get on the mothers just for a little bit, to hold themselves to God's standards as well, because we all want to make it to heaven.
amen.
But we can only make it to heaven doing the way God says do it. There's not going to be any other way to do it.
Amen.
The first question is similar to the question I gave this morning. What type of mother am I? And I'm not talking about myself. What type of mother am I? There's some mothers who are deceptive mothers. In Genesis, the 27th chapter, we can read about Rebekah. And Rebekah overheard her husband talking to Esau and giving Esau instruction on what to do to receive his blessing before he passed.
That's right.
She heard this and she went to her son, Jacob, and she said, this is what your father said to your older brother. Now, this is what we're going to do. And she helped Jacob plot and plan to take Esau's blessing. Now, her husband didn't know anything about this. And the man was blind. Jacob noted that. He said, well, won't he know I'm not Esau? I'm Esau Harry. I ain't nothing like him. I'm smooth. Don't worry, I got you. Not only am I going to fix the food, I'm going to make sure you have his clothes. I'm going to wrap your arms with the skins of a kid or a baby goat. And through this deception, Jacob was able to take his brother's blessing. What type of mother am I?
Well,
The question I'm going to ask is, are you willing to lie to the man you told God you'd be one with?
Yeah.
To serve your purpose, to see your favorite, more than likely your baby, succeed in life? Is that the way God would have you act? If you're willing to lie to your husband for the sake of your child, what else would you keep from him? Be careful what you start. See,
Yeah.
Satan can't stand marriage, because marriage shows commitment. It shows unity. That's what God is about, the commitment, being one with him.
Amen.
And if he can break up marriages, especially if those of the household of faith, he's pretty sure he can break up the church.
Yes, sir.
Amen.
Through my lifetime, I've seen many a church split. And it's always sad to see it, but the saddest part about it is that we bring Satan in for it to happen.
Well.
And then when we see Satan is present, we don't do anything to drive him out.
Yes, sir.
When there's deception in the home, Satan is in the home.
Yes, sir.
And when Satan is in the home, God isn't there. How do you expect to be successful as husband and wife when there's deception there? And this doesn't exclude the brothers.
Amen.
Because there's some deceptive brothers. They pretend they love their wives so much. They say they're going to go to work these 12, 13 hours. They'll work only for 8, and they're with their mistress for about 3 or 4.
Sad.
And she wonders why bills can't get paid. Oh, well, I don't have to say amen on that. That's the truth.
Amen.
That's the world we live in. What type of mother am I? Treacherous? In Judges, the 14th chapter, 8 to 20, even though Samson's wife was the mother, she betrays her husband in less than a week for the sake of her people. Now, they threatened her, and I understand she was afraid. They threatened to burn up her father's house and her. But she had the strongest man alive on her side. When one allows treachery to enter the home, you destroy, especially this new in the marriage. They weren't even married a week. You destroy the foundation that should be setting in that marriage. How do I know it's destroyed? After Samson fulfilled his promise, because he knew that his wife told him. Because she got on his nerves all the time. Up until the time he finally just told her, you know what, this is the riddle. This is what it is. And he knew it, and he was so upset about it, he didn't go back home. He went to his father's house. And she went to her father's house. And see, here's how bad this thing is. When you let sin in, Satan doesn't let it just do its one thing. He likes to see a snowball effect. Not only did they separate, her father gave his wife to his best friend.
Well.
If you don't believe me, we can go there right now. Let's go there right now. Let's go there. I need to prove this one. The book of Judges, the 14th chapter. See, my class, they should know this. I talked on him about this one enough. Let me get there myself. The 14th chapter, verses 8 through 20. Start at verse 8 for me, Timothy.
And it reads, and after a time he turned to take her, and he turned aside to see the carcass of the lion. And behold, there was a swarm of bees and honey in the carcass of the lion.
Drop down to verse 20. You're right.
But Samson's wife was given to his companion, whom he had used as his friend.
Now, Samson saw something. He made a riddle. He gave it to her people. Her people threatened her. She betrayed her husband. And then Samson, later on, after he finally cooled down, tried to come back to his wife just to find out she was given away. Not only to anybody, but his best friend. So Samson decided he was going to do something about it. He took several foxes and he tied their tails together with firebrands and burned down their crops. And guess what ironically happened? They still, because of what Samson did, they still burned her and her father up. Be careful, wives, what you let in the home, because Satan is going to come after you too. Don't think because I'm the wife, God expects him to be the head, Satan won't come after me. Satan goes after everyone.
Man.
No one is above Satan trying to drag them down to hell with him.
Man.
And he'll use any device, he'll use anyone, He used everything he can to get you and your husband to be at odds, to get your children to be at odds, to get your family to be at odds, just so he can point and tell God, I told you so.
Yes, sir. Amen.
So wives, sisters, I got on the brothers this morning. We're only going to be fair about this. Don't allow treachery in your home. You the wife. Don't allow there's certain women you won't let in your home. Don't allow certain behavior in your home. You know, when husbands, like Brother Christ said, we're just supposed to make sure we hold the house. You keep the house.
Amen.
You keep Satan out of your house. Don't let him into you. And make sure you're not getting in your husband. If he's showing some funny behavior, you pull his coattail. Amen?
Amen.
But let me get to a good quality. What about being protective? Protective of your home. Genesis, the 21st chapter, verses 1 through 14. See, Sarah knew there was something wrong when Ishmael was picking on her baby, her newborn. I give you a chance to get there. Like Brother Christ said, turn the pages. That's music.
Amen.
See, Sarah and her husband Abraham finally had a child.
Amen.
Ishmael was quick to pick on this child, and she knew that wasn't right. So she went to her husband and said, he got to go. Him and her, they got to go. And that's what I was just saying. Sisters, don't allow just anything in your home. They got to go. He didn't like it. But God confirmed what she said. Brother, listen to your wife. She's right on this matter. They got to go. Why? Because God gave Abraham a promise, and if Ishmael at this age, and as an infant, is willing to pick on this baby, what would he do when he got older?
Amen.
Yes, sir.
Did Cain not slay Abel?
That's right.
Be careful of what you allow in your house. You don't have to let everything in your house. Husband, we're mama grown, but we want to go to sleep, so we're going to apply. We're going to comply, should I say. But are you willing to give in to your maternal instincts to protect your child and children? See, some women are willing to do that. I saw a woman one time in the grocery store, and it disturbed me to see how she responded to her children. Her son, he was pushing the basket, and now he was wrong. He pushed his basket to his sister's ankle. She said, stop. And the mom said, well, hit her back. I was like, well, you did hurt her ankles, he hit her back, but then she said, no, hit him in the face. What? So you want to raise a coward and a man beater? That's not a maternal instinct that God would have given.
Amen.
That's not of God. I've seen women who they got their kids and they spend more time yelling at them than they do talking to them. Quit talking to me. Why are you crying? You yelling at her all the time.
Yes, sir.
They get with these men. They lie down, they have children, and then they abuse the children for the fault of the father. That's not right.
Amen.
That child didn't ask to be here. You charge it to him. You collect child support on him. You take him to court, you make him spend that money because he wouldn't step up to be a father. But you don't abuse a child for something they didn't do.
Amen.
That's not the architect of a godly woman. And that sickens me. I want to say something to that woman, but I had to think about that's not my wife. I had to smile like this. Because I hate seeing that. It's sad. This is go for men and women. When we make the mistakes, then we try to make the children pay for it by abusing them.
Mercy.
That's cowardice.
Amen.
Step up and own up to your responsibility. You make a
Amen.
mistake, deal with it.
Yes, sir.
Now let me ask, this is point 2. What type of mother does God expect me to be? 1 Peter 3, 1 through 6. Likewise, you wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they may also be without the word. They also may without the word be won by the conversation of their wives. I was born at the time my mother was heavily going to church, when they were married. I was alive and well, and my mom would get up, she would get me ready, and she'd take me to church. We'd go all day, come back from church, and she'd go to Wednesday night Bible study, she'd go to lectureship, she'd go to gospel meetings, she would go to all these things. Had my mother not showed the architect that God would have her to do, I dare I say my father probably still wouldn't be saved.
Amen.
Then what kind of man would I be?
Amen.
One that sit on the back row, come in for a little bit. Well, then I came in. I had my juice and crackers. I put a quarter in the plate.
Yes, sir.
It's time for me to go to the club.
Mm.
Amen.
So mothers, you are expected to hold yourself to a higher standard than the world would have you to.
Amen.
Which is sad that the world holds itself to the standards they do. Because you may not like to hear this, but the modern idea of dating is no more than prostitution.
Yes, sir.
Young man spends a certain amount of money and time, and he expects sex. She feels obligated because he's done this, and she gives it to him. That's what prostitution is, the exchange of monetary goods for sexual favors. That's
Amen.
sad.
Amen.
That's sad. And then we got mothers teaching that. Well, I don't know why she went out at night. Well, because she see you do it. If a woman who was married has a child and she's running in and out of the house and bringing all these men in and out of the house, she has a daughter. Ezekiel 16:44. So is the mother, as is the mother, so is her daughter. Don't expect any different. You have to hold yourself to a standard, to a value of yourself that God has. And you can't find in the Bible where God says you just do whatever you want to do. It's okay. Your child got to hold themselves to their own responsibility. He said, no. Every man that finds a wife finds a good thing.
Amen.
God expects you to be that good thing.
Amen.
So why is it that our young women hold themselves to a lesser value? I don't know.
Amen, bro.
I don't know.
Sir.
God said, my children, my daughters are a good thing. Be that.
Yes, sir.
Society say, do what you feel. Feel good, do it. I say, I got a problem with that saying. Because when you say that, you said it to everyone. You said it to the pedophile. You said it to the rapist, to
Yes,
the
sir.
drunkard. You said it to the murderer. You said it to the thief.
Yes, sir.
And they're going to do what they feel. The drunkard's going to end up killing someone's baby.
Mm.
The rapist is going to violate someone. The pedophile is going to touch somebody's child. And when you want to get on them, but then the other folk that are doing just as much sin, you want to glorify that. No, that's not how God is. God doesn't say do what you feel, do what I say.
Yes, sir.
And watch me work things out.
Amen.
And I'm about to come to a close. Now I get intense about this because I hate to see young ladies allow themselves to be abused emotionally,
Amen.
physically, mentally. Because last I checked, like you said in class, Brother Crosby, men can't have children. They can't have children. When the child is born, women automatically get custody of the child. So they automatically get the burden of making sure the child has everything he needs. And so most men, they don't want to pay up for their responsibilities.
Mercy.
And so they have to deal with all this. So I get intense about young ladies not wanting to hold themselves to the godly standard he wants to hold them to. And it starts with the mom. Now, when she get grown and she want to act stupid, that's on her. But if you're doing your best to lay down a godly example, if you're doing what God says, He said, train a child up in the way he should go. When he's older, he will not depart from it. They may fight it all their life, but all they're doing is kicking against the pricks.
Amen.
And you can rest assured knowing that much. That, well, Mama, I'm not doing like you. Okay, but you want suffering.
Amen.
Rest
Amen.
assured with that. Don't say don't suffer as an evildoer.
Amen.
Don't suffer, well, my baby, she doing all this wrong stuff because she saw me doing. No, my baby doing all this wrong stuff because she hard.
Yes, sir.
Let that be what you can say, mothers. Hold yourself to that standard. God expects you to do that. He'll bless you.
Amen.
He'll help ease the pain because it hurts to see your baby go out there and destroy themselves.
Yes, sir.
I know because my mom, she still call me my big baby.
Mm.
And then she rub my stomach and tell me to lose it.
Yes, sir.
She does. But I like to end with this. Titus, the 2nd chapter,
Yes, sir.
verses 1 through 5. And I want to have the emphasis starts at 3 for women. The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness,
Amen.
not false accusers, not giving too much wine, teachers of good things. There's a lot of women teaching all the time, go to the club, how to get drunk, how to run men, how to take the money, and all these other things. But is that a good thing? Because believe it, whether you know it or not, mothers, they are your sons too. Oh, he a good one, get him. His parents got good money. They hire your son. So you gotta be a keeper at home. When you see you come trying to come through the door, how much weave she has, how good she looks to your son in the fields, you make sure it don't get in. So it causes you no heartache and pain.
Amen.
Because they see your son as a cash cow. And they hope you ain't the type of mother that sees her for the devil she is or the liar that she is. Trying to cash in a big check.
Yes, sir.
And through doing what God would have you to do, you could be, you know, it could be annoying. Husbands don't make it no better. It can be frustrating. Kids don't make it no better. It can be exhausting. Being a mother is a full-time job in itself. The reward, though, is seeing your boys marry godly women, though, because you laid out that example.
Yes, sir.
And see your daughters become godly wives.
Amen.
And on top of it all, Christ said in John 14:1-3, let not your heart be troubled.
Yes, sir.
You believe also in me, and you believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you.
Yes, sir.
And if I go to prepare a place for you, I will come in and receive you unto myself.
Yes, sir.
That where I am, there you may be also.
Amen.
So mothers, don't despair. I know it gets exhausting doing the right thing and trying to frustrate you. Like, you know, like my dad said, watch us play with your side. Sometimes you do. But don't let Satan beat you down.
Amen.
You keep standing up for God. You keep standing up for what you believe in, and that you're the good thing that God has you, that God would have you to be, that you're the godly woman that God would have you to be, that you're the holy woman that you have strived all your life to be. And He'll bless you.
Amen.
And He'll bless your house.
Amen.
And if you stand guilty, this is from God, you need prayer. Because your kids frustrate you. They do their best to put as many gray hairs in your head every year as they can. Believe me, I know. I'm guilty for a few of them on my dad's head. My mom, she don't have it. I wonder why. But if you stand guilty, this is from God. Romans 10:17 teaches that you have to hear the word. Mark 16:16 teaches that you have to believe it.
Yes, sir.
Luke 13:3 teaches that you have to repent of your sins.
Yes, sir.
Matthew 10:32 teaches that you have to confess that Jesus Christ is the Son of the living God. In Acts 2:38, it shouldn't be skipped, even though a lot of men try to. It shouldn't be skipped. This is the deal. That you have to be baptized for the remission of sin. Not because your mom made you go down and do it, not because your dad made you go down and do it, not sprinkling, not dousing you, taking you down in the water of baptism, and bring you back up to be a new creature. And then you have to live faithful unto death, as Christ has said in Revelation 2:21. And I'm done. I told you I'd be short. I'm trying to make good on my word. And I hope I didn't make anybody upset, but we're a small congregation now. Soon it's going to be like that.
Amen.
And we're going to have mothers like that and fathers like that. And we have to be able to go to them firmly rooted in the word. And we can't do that if we're not firmly rooted in the word.
Amen.
They'll sway us instead of us swaying
Yes,
them.
sir. Yes, sir.
And they're saying we're doing his best to try to rip this congregation apart.
Amen.
Why don't you come as we stand and sing the same invitation?
Have you been